Welcome to our channel. Today we're not mucking about with fancy, pretentious nonsense. We're diving into the top 10 must-grow vegetables for a healthy Kiwi kitchen. Whether you're a seasoned gardener, one of those green-fingered wonders, or just starting out, probably with more enthusiasm than sense, these veggies are perfect for your garden and, more importantly, your bloody plate. Forget those sad plastic-wrapped excuses for produce you find in the supermarket. We're talking about real flavor, real nutrients, straight from your own patch. It's time to get your hands dirty and understand what proper food tastes like. There's a massive difference, a night and day bloody difference between a tomato that's traveled halfway across the world, picked when it was greener than your gardening skills, and one that's ripened under the New Zealand sun in your own backyard. We're talking about flavor that explodes in your mouth, textures that are crisp and vibrant, and a satisfaction that money just can't buy. This isn't just gardening, it's about respect for ingredients, respect for your health, and respect for your taste buds. So pay attention, because I'm not going to repeat myself. These aren't just suggestions, these are essentials. If you want to transform your cooking, if you want to eat properly, and if you want to stop serving up bland, uninspired rubbish, then this is where you start. We'll show you what to grow, why it's brilliant, and how even a complete novice can get some decent results. Now let's get on with it, shall we? No faffing about. Right, first on the chopping block, tomatoes. And I don't mean those pathetic, pale, flavourless orbs you find languishing in supermarket aisles, tasting of absolutely sod all. We're talking about proper, robust, sun-ripened tomatoes, bursting with actual flavour. Growing your own, especially in the decent Kiwi climate, means you're cultivating little balls of culinary gold. They're versatile, relatively easy to grow if you're not a complete plonker, and the difference in taste is simply staggering. If you think a tomato is just a tomato, you've clearly never had a good one. Get these in your garden, and you'll finally understand. Now listen carefully. Tomatoes love the sun, so find a spot in your garden that gets plenty of it. At least 6 to 8 hours a day, you got that? They need well-drained soil, rich in organic matter. Don't just chuck them in any old patch of dirt and expect miracles. And support them. These plants can get heavy with fruit, so staking or caging is not optional, it's essential, unless you want a tangled mess. Water them consistently at the base, not all over the leaves like you're giving them a bloody shower. Inconsistent watering leads to split fruit, and nobody wants that disaster. Let's talk health, because these aren't just pretty faces. Tomatoes are absolutely packed with vitamins A and C and lycopene, that wonderful antioxidant that gives them their gorgeous red colour. This isn't just about ticking boxes, it's about boosting your immune system, looking after your skin, and generally not feeling like a sack of potatoes. Fresh, homegrown tomatoes deliver these nutrients in their prime, not after they've been sitting in cold storage for weeks, losing all their bloody goodness. So grow them for flavour, yes, but grow them for your well-being too. Culinary uses? Don't even get me started. A ripe, homegrown tomato needs nothing more than a pinch of salt and pepper to be sublime. But think bigger. Beautiful, rustic tomato sauces for your pasta, not that sugary ketchup nonsense. Vibrant salads that actually taste of something. Bruschetta salsas roasted with a bit of garlic and thyme, the possibilities are endless. They can be the star of the show or a brilliant supporting act, but only if they're good quality. Rubbish in, rubbish out, remember that? Harvesting these beauties is a joy. Wait until they're fully coloured and feel slightly soft to the touch, but still firm. Don't pick them too early, for God's sake. Let them ripen on the vine for maximum flavour, and once you've picked them, store them at room temperature, not in the bloody fridge. The cold kills their flavour and texture. Treat them with respect, and they'll reward you. Get it wrong, and you might as well be eating cardboard. Your choice. Next up, carrots. And no, I'm not talking about those sad, bendy excuses for carrots that have been sitting in a plastic bag for weeks, tasting more of the plastic than anything else. We're aiming for crisp, sweet, vibrant orange, or even purple or yellow if you're feeling adventurous, carrots pulled straight from the earth. These root vegetables are an absolute staple, and when you grow your own, you'll discover a depth of flavor you never knew existed. They're packed with beta-carotene, which your body converts to vitamin A, brilliant for your eyesight, so you can actually see what you're bloody cooking. To get those perfectly straight, beautiful carrots, you need the right conditions. They absolutely demand loose, sandy, well-drained soil, free of stones and clumps. If your soil is heavy clay or full of rocks, you'll end up with stunted, forked monstrosities that look like they've been in a fight. So do the prep work. Dig deep, amend the soil with compost, and make sure it's fine and friable. Sow the seeds thinly directly into the ground, because these divas do not like being transplanted. And keep them consistently moist, especially during germination, or you'll be waiting forever. Nutritionally, carrots are powerhouses. That beta-carotene isn't just good for your peepers, it's a potent antioxidant. They're also a decent source of fiber, vitamin K, and potassium. Eating carrots you've grown yourself means you're getting all these benefits at their peak. Think about it, from soil to plate in minutes, not weeks. That freshness translates not just to better flavor, but to higher nutritional content. Stop relying on supplements and start eating proper food grown in proper soil. It's not rocket science, is it? In the kitchen, homegrown carrots are a revelation. Forget boiling them to a mushy death. Roast them with a bit of honey and thyme until they're tender and caramelized. Grate them raw into salads for a sweet crunch. Juice them for a vibrant, healthy drink. Use them as the base for soups, stews, and stocks. Their natural sweetness can balance savory dishes beautifully. And let's not forget carrot cake, but only with carrots that actually taste of something, all right? Don't insult the cake with bland ingredients. You can usually start harvesting carrots around 70 to 80 days after sowing, depending on the variety. Don't just yank them out, gently loosen the soil around them first. The sweetness often improves after a light frost, so don't be in a mad rush if you're growing them into the cooler months. Store them properly, remove the green tops immediately as they draw moisture from the root, and they'll keep for ages in a cool, dark place or the fridge. Fresh, crisp, sweet carrots get it done. All right, let's talk spinach. Not that slimy, overcooked canteen slop that gives spinach a bad name. I'm talking about fresh, vibrant, tender leaves, packed with so much goodness it's practically a superhero in plant form. This leafy green is incredibly versatile, and more importantly, bloody good for you. It's high in iron, which you desperately need unless you want to walk around feeling like a deflated balloon, and it's also loaded with calcium, vitamins A, C, and K. Growing your own means you can pick it young and tender for salads, or let it mature for cooking. Spinach is a relatively quick grower, which is fantastic because you get results fast, and who doesn't like that? It prefers cooler weather, so it's brilliant for spring and autumn planting in many parts of New Zealand. In hotter months, it can bolt, meaning it goes to seed and the leaves turn bitter. So pick your timing, or choose bolt-resistant varieties. You hear me? It likes rich, well-drained soil with plenty of organic matter. Keep it consistently watered, especially in warmer weather, to encourage lush, leafy growth rather than disappointment. The nutritional punch of fresh spinach is phenomenal. That iron content is crucial for energy levels and carrying oxygen around your body. The vitamin K is vital for bone health, and the antioxidants help fight off all sorts of nasties. When you buy spinach from the shop, who knows how long it's been sitting there, losing its precious nutrients. By growing it yourself, you harvest it at its peak, ensuring you get the maximum benefit. Stop making excuses and start feeding your body what it actually needs. How to use it? Oh, come on! Raw in salads with a sharp vinaigrette, wilted into pasta dishes at the last minute, sautéed with a bit of garlic and olive oil, simple, elegant, delicious, blended into smoothies for a green boost that doesn't taste like lawn clippings if you do it right, used in quiches, frittatas, or even as a bed for grilled fish. The key is not to overcook it. Treat it gently, and it will reward you with its delicate flavor and vibrant color. Overcook it, and you're back to that disgusting school dinner slop. One of the best things about spinach is that you can often harvest it multiple times. Use the cut and come again method. Snip the outer leaves, and the plant will continue to produce more from the center. This means a continuous supply of fresh greens for your kitchen. No more buying a massive bag only for half of it to turn into green slime in the fridge. Grow what you need, pick it fresh, and enjoy the bloody difference. It's efficient, it's tasty, and it's damn good for you. Chapter 4. Broccoli. Those little green trees of bloody power broccoli. Those miniature trees that are an absolute powerhouse of nutrition. Forget the oversteamed, grey, floppy versions that taste like disappointment. We're talking about firm, vibrant green heads of broccoli with a crisp texture and a slightly sweet, earthy flavour when grown and cooked properly. This isn't just a side dish to be tolerated, it's a star ingredient that deserves respect. It's packed with vitamins C and K, folate and fibre. If you're serious about a healthy Kiwi kitchen, broccoli is non-negotiable. Now, broccoli can be a bit particular, so listen up. It's a cool season crop, meaning it prefers cooler temperatures. Trying to grow it in the peak of summer heat is just asking for trouble. It'll likely bolt, producing tiny, bitter heads. So plant it in early spring for a summer harvest, or in late summer or early autumn for a winter or early spring harvest, depending on your specific Kiwi climate. It needs full sun and rich, well-drained soil with plenty of compost dug in, and consistent moisture is key, especially as the heads are forming. The health benefits are bloody impressive. Vitamin C for your immune system, more than an orange, by the way. Vitamin K for healthy bones and blood clotting. Folate, which is incredibly important, especially for expectant mothers. And all that fibre to keep your digestive system happy and humming. When you grow your own broccoli, you're harvesting it at its absolute peak, meaning all those wonderful nutrients are at their most potent. Supermarket broccoli? It's been on a journey, and it's lost a fair bit of its punch along the way. In the kitchen, fresh broccoli is a dream. Steam it lightly until it's tender crisp, still bright green, not boiled into oblivion. Roast it with olive oil, garlic, and a pinch of chili flakes until the edges are slightly charred and crispy. Absolutely delicious. Add it to stir-fries, quiches, pasta dishes, or even blend it into a vibrant green soup. The stalks are edible too, you numpties. Peel off the tough outer layer and slice them up. They're just as tasty and nutritious as the florets. Waste not, want not. When harvesting, cut the main head when it's firm and the florets are tightly packed before it starts to flower and turn yellow. Use a sharp knife and cut it at an angle, leaving a good few inches of stem. And here's a bonus. Many varieties will produce smaller side shoots after the main head is harvested, giving you a continued crop. So don't just rip the plant out. Look after it and it'll keep on giving. Fresh, homegrown broccoli, it's a game changer. Chapter 5. Peas pods of perfection, not mushy disasters. Peas, sweet, tender little green jewels. And I'm not talking about those sad frozen pellets that have been lurking in your freezer since last Christmas, or worse, the tinned mushy ones. No, no, no. We're talking about freshly picked peas, straight from the pod, bursting with sweetness. They are a fantastic source of plant-based protein and fibre. And honestly, there's nothing quite like the taste of a pea you've just shelled yourself. It's a completely different vegetable to the processed rubbish. Peas, like broccoli, are lovers of cooler weather. They really thrive in the spring and early summer, or in late summer and autumn in milder Kiwi climates. Trying to grow them in the scorching heat is a recipe for disappointment. You'll get poor yields and stressed plants. They need full sun and well-drained soil, but it doesn't need to be overly rich. In fact, too much nitrogen will give you lots of leaves and not many peas. Most varieties, especially shelling peas and snow peas, will need some sort of support, like a trellis or netting to climb on. Don't just let them sprawl all over the ground like lazy teenagers. Nutritionally, peas are little dynamos. That plant-based protein is brilliant, especially if you're looking to eat less meat. They're packed with fibre, which is fantastic for your digestion and keeping you feeling full. They also provide a good whack of vitamins A, C, and K, plus several B vitamins. And because you're picking them fresh from your garden, you're getting all this goodness at its absolute best. The sugars in peas start converting to starch pretty much as soon as they're picked, so the fresher, the sweeter, the better. When it comes to cooking, fresh peas are incredibly versatile. Shelling peas are divine eaten raw straight from the pod. A fantastic snack while you're in the garden. Lightly steamed or blanched, They retain their sweetness and bright green color. Add them to risottos, pasta dishes, salads, or make a classic pea and ham soup. Snow peas and sugar snap peas, where you eat the pod and all, are wonderful in stir-fries, adding a lovely crunch. Just don't overcook them, for crying out loud. You want them tender crisp, not a mushy mess. Harvesting peas is a rewarding job. Pick shelling peas when the pods are plump and well-filled but still bright green. For snow peas, pick them when the pods are still flat, before the peas inside really start to swell. Sugar snap peas are best when the pods are rounded and crisp. The more you pick, the more the plant will produce, so get out there regularly. Freshly picked peas are a true taste of spring, a world away from their frozen or tinned cousins. Get them in your garden and taste the difference. Chapter 6. Bell peppers, colour, crunch and no bloody whining. Bell peppers, or capsicums as you Kiwis rightly call them. We're talking vibrant, glossy, crunchy goodness, not those limp, overpriced specimens you find in the shops. Whether they're green, red, yellow, orange or even purple, these beauties add a fantastic splash of colour and a sweet, crisp texture to so many dishes. They are absolutely bursting with vitamins A and C. In fact, a red bell pepper has more vitamin C than an orange. So, if you want flavour, health and a bit of bloody sunshine in your cooking, these are a must. These sun worshippers need a long, warm growing season to really thrive. So in many parts of New Zealand, you'll want to give them a head start by sowing seeds indoors, a good 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. Transplant them out into a sunny, sheltered spot once the weather has properly warmed up and the soil is toasty. They love rich, well-drained soil, so dig in plenty of compost. And consistent watering is key, especially when the fruits are developing, to avoid problems like blossom end rot. Don't be stingy with the water, you hear? Let's hammer home the health benefits. Vitamin A is brilliant for your vision, immune function and skin. Vitamin C, as we've said, is an immune-boosting superstar and a powerful antioxidant. Bell peppers also provide decent amounts of vitamin B6 and folate. The different colours aren't just for show, either. They indicate different phytonutrients. For example, red peppers are packed with lycopene and astaxanthin, both potent antioxidants. So, grow a variety of colours for a full spectrum of goodness. In the kitchen, bell peppers are incredibly versatile. Slice them raw into salads for a sweet crunch and a burst of colour. Roast them until they're soft and sweet fantastic in antipasto platters, sandwiches or blended into sauces. Stuff them with rice, meat or other vegetables and bake them. Sauté them with onions for fajitas or stir-fries. Grill them on the barbecue. They can be eaten at any stage, from green, which is just an unripe coloured pepper by the way and has a slightly more bitter tang, to fully ripe and sweet. Harvesting is straightforward. You can pick them green or leave them on the plant to ripen to their full colour, red, yellow, orange, whatever the variety. The longer they stay on the plant, the sweeter they'll become and the higher their vitamin C content. Use a sharp knife or secateurs to cut them from the plant, leaving a small piece of stem attached. Handle them with a bit of care, and these vibrant gems will brighten up your kitchen and your meals. No excuses for bland food when you've got these in your arsenal. Chapter 7. Zucchini. Don't you dare call it a bloody courgette and mess it up, zucchini, or courgettes, if you insist on being continental. These summer squash are ridiculously easy to grow and incredibly productive. In fact, you'll likely end up with so many you'll be foisting them onto your neighbours, your colleagues, anyone who'll take them. But that's a good problem to have, especially when they're so versatile and good for you. They're low in calories but high in vitamins A and C, potassium and manganese. So don't just grow them, learn how to bloody use them properly. Zucchinis are warm season lovers, so plant them out after all danger of frost has passed, into a sunny spot with rich, fertile, well-drained soil. They are hungry feeders, so make sure you've dug in plenty of compost or well-rotted manure. Give them space as the plants can get quite large and bushy. Consistent watering is important, especially during dry spells, to keep them producing. And keep an eye out for powdery mildew, which they can be prone to. Good air circulation helps prevent this. Nutritionally, zucchinis are a light and healthy option. Being low in calories and high in water content makes them great for adding bulk to meals without weighing you down. The vitamin C content helps boost your immune system, While vitamin A contributes to good vision and skin health, they also provide a decent amount of potassium, which is important for maintaining healthy blood pressure. So, while they might seem humble, they pack a decent nutritional punch, especially when they're fresh from your garden. The culinary uses for zucchini are almost endless, so there's no excuse for letting them turn into giant watery marrows. Grate them into salads or coleslaws. Slice them thinly and grill or roast them with a bit of olive oil and herbs. Sauté them with garlic and onions. Use them in frittatas, quiches or muffins and breads. Yes, zucchini bread is a thing and it's delicious. Spiralize them into zoodles for a low-carb pasta alternative. Even the flowers are edible and considered a delicacy. Stuff them with ricotta and herbs, then lightly fry. Delicious. Harvest zucchinis when they're young and tender, typically around 15 to 20 centimeters long. Don't wait until they're the size of a bloody zeppelin. The flavor and texture are much better when they're smaller. The more frequently you pick, the more the plant will produce. Check your plants daily during peak season, as they can grow astonishingly quickly. One day it's a baby, the next it's a blimp. So stay on top of it, use them creatively, and enjoy the bounty of these prolific plants. Kale. Now I know what some of you are thinking, bloody kale, the trendy rabbit food, but get that nonsense out of your head. Kale is a nutritional powerhouse, a true superfood. And when it's grown well and prepared properly, it's absolutely delicious. It's packed to the rafters with vitamins A, C, and K, plus a load of minerals and antioxidants. It's hardy, productive, and can provide you with fresh greens even in the cooler months when other things have given up the ghost. So show it some respect. Kale is a member of the cabbage family and, like its relatives, it generally prefers cooler weather. It can tolerate a bit of summer heat, especially if it gets some afternoon shade in hotter regions. But its flavor often improves after a light frost, becoming sweeter and less bitter. Plant it in well-drained soil that's been enriched with compost. It's pretty adaptable, but consistent moisture will give you the best, most tender leaves. There are many varieties from curly kale to the flatter-leafed lacinato or Tuscan kale. Try a few and see what you prefer. The nutritional profile of kale is frankly astounding. Vitamin K is off the charts, essential for blood clotting and bone health. Vitamin A and C levels are incredibly high, brilliant for your immune system, skin and vision. It's also a good source of manganese, calcium, copper and potassium. And it's loaded with powerful antioxidants like quercetin and kaempferol, which have numerous health benefits. If you're looking for one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, then look no further than your own homegrown kale. Right, how to use it so it doesn't taste like you're chewing on a privet hedge? First, remove the tough central rib from the leaves, especially on more mature kale. For salads, massage the leaves with a bit of olive oil and lemon juice to tenderize them. Sauté it with garlic and chili flakes. Add it to soups, stews and smoothies. Make kale chips by roasting the leaves with a little oil and salt until crispy, surprisingly addictive. Don't just boil it to death. Treat it with a bit of finesse. Like spinach, kale is often a cut and come-again crop. You can harvest the outer leaves, starting from the bottom of the plant, and it will continue to produce new leaves from the top. This means a long harvest period, often right through winter in milder climates. Just a few plants can provide you with a steady supply of incredibly healthy greens. So stop thinking of it as a fad and start thinking of it as a bloody essential for your healthy Kiwi kitchen. Get growing. Cucumbers, the epitome of cool, crisp refreshment. And I'm not talking about those watery, often bitter plastic-wrapped things you get from the supermarket. Homegrown cucumbers picked fresh from the vine have a superior flavor and a satisfying crunch that is simply unbeatable. They are incredibly high in water content, making them super hydrating, and they're a doddle to grow in the warmer months, perfect for salads, pickles, or just munching on a hot Kiwi day. No more limp, sad cucumbers, all right? Cucumbers are heat lovers, so don't even think about planting them out until the soil has warmed up properly and all danger of frost has well and truly buggered off. They need a sunny spot and rich, well-drained soil with plenty of organic matter. Consistent watering is absolutely crucial, especially when the fruits are forming. Irregular watering can lead to bitter-tasting cucumbers, and nobody wants that. Most varieties are vines, so they'll need some sort of support, a trellis, cage, or netting to climb on. This also helps with air circulation and keeps the fruit off the ground. While they're mostly water, cucumbers do offer some nutritional benefits. They contain small amounts of vitamin K, vitamin C, magnesium, and potassium. Their high water content makes them excellent for hydration, which is especially important during those hot New Zealand summers. They also contain antioxidants, including lignans and cucurbitacins, which have been studied for their health-promoting properties. And because you're growing them yourself, you can avoid any nasty pesticides or waxes that might be found on shop-bought versions. In the kitchen, fresh cucumbers are a delight, sliced thinly in salads with a light vinaigrette, chopped into Greek salads with tomatoes, feta, and olives, blended into refreshing gazpacho or cucumber soup, infused in water with mint and lemon for a hydrating drink. And of course, pickles. Making your own crunchy dill pickles or sweet gherkins is incredibly satisfying. Just remember, the fresher the cucumber, the better the pickle. Don't use old, tired cucumbers for pickling or you'll end up with a jar of disappointment. Harvest cucumbers when they're firm and have reached the desired size for their variety. Don't let them get too big and yellow, as they can become bitter and seedy. Check your plants regularly, as, like zucchinis, they can grow quickly. Use a knife or secateurs to cut the fruit from the vine, leaving a small piece of stem attached. The more you pick, the more the plant will produce. So keep harvesting, keep enjoying that cool, crisp crunch, and banish limp cucumbers from your life forever. Finally, lettuce. The absolute foundation of any good salad, but so often treated as a bloody afterthought. We're not talking about those sad, pre-bagged mixes that go slimy in 2 days. We're talking about crisp, fresh, flavorful lettuce, picked minutes before it hits your plate. It's one of the quickest and easiest vegetables to grow, comes in a staggering array of varieties, colors, and textures, and can be harvested in as little as 30 days. So there's absolutely no excuse for not having fresh lettuce on hand. Lettuce generally prefers cooler weather, thriving in spring and autumn. In the heat of summer, it can bolt, go to seed, and turn bitter. So choose heat-tolerant varieties or plant it in a spot that gets some afternoon shade if you're growing it through the hottest months. It needs fertile, well-drained soil and consistent moisture. Because it grows so quickly, it's a great crop for filling in gaps in the garden or for succession planting, ensuring you have a continuous supply. You can grow loose-leaf types, butterheads, crisp heads like iceberg, though why you'd bother with that watery rubbish when there are so many better ones, I don't know. Or beautiful romaines. While it might not be a nutritional powerhouse like kale or spinach, lettuce still contributes to a healthy diet. It's very low in calories and provides some vitamin K and vitamin A, especially the darker green varieties like romaine. Its main contribution is its wonderful texture and its ability to act as a vehicle for other healthy ingredients in a salad. And of course, its high water content adds to your hydration. Plus, growing your own means you know exactly what's gone into it. No pesticides, no weird preservatives. The culinary uses are obvious, but don't be boring. Use different types of lettuce to create salads with varied textures and flavors. Tender butterhead lettuce is lovely with a simple vinaigrette. Crisp romaine is essential for a proper Caesar salad. Use sturdy lettuce leaves as wraps for fillings instead of bread. Add shredded lettuce to sandwiches and burgers for a fresh crunch. And don't forget, some varieties can even be lightly grilled or braised for a different take. Experiment, for goodness sake. Harvesting lettuce depends on the type. For loose-leaf varieties, you can pick the outer leaves as needed, cut and come again, and the plant will continue to produce more from the center. For head lettuces, cut the entire head at the base when it's firm and has reached a good size. Harvest in the cool of the morning for the best flavor and crispness. Freshly picked lettuce is a world away from anything you can buy. So get planting and elevate your salads from a boring side dish to something truly bloody special. So, there you have it. 10 bloody brilliant vegetables that should be staples in any self-respecting Kiwi kitchen garden. We've given you the roadmap. Now it's up to you to actually get your hands dirty and make it happen. Stop making excuses about not having enough time or space. Even a few pots on a balcony can yield some fantastic results if you're not a complete donut. The flavor, the freshness, the satisfaction of eating something you've grown yourself, it's unbeatable. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this list helpful and are inspired to start growing your own healthy vegetables. Don't just sit there nodding. Pick one, pick two, pick all bloody 10 if you've got the gumption, and get started. Your taste buds, your body, and even your wallet will thank you for it. There's nothing more rewarding than serving up a meal made with ingredients you've nurtured from seed to plate. It's real food, proper food. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more gardening tips and tricks from us here at Wonder Garden. Let us know in the comments which of these veggies you're going to tackle first, or if you have any of your own must-grow favourites for the Kiwi climate. Now switch off this video and go plant something, for crying out loud. Chop chop!